We get recorded, right? All right, we're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Thank you, everybody. This is the November 16th, 2023 Planning Commission for the City of Madison. Roll call, please. Here. Mr. Potter. Mr. Ryder.
Here.
Mr. Brooks. Mr. Riddle.
Here.
Ms. Johnson. Mr. Cottle.
Here.
Mr. Seifert.
Here.
Ms. Palmer. All right, we have a quorum. Next item is acceptance of the agenda. I have one correction under bonds for new business. Instead of reserve-way townhomes, it's going to be bonds for Madison Branch Phase 1. Are there any other additions or corrections? All right, we'll move forward with the agenda as published with that one correction. Next item is the approval of the minutes from the October 19th, 2023 meeting. Any additions or corrections?
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call. Mr. Weston? Aye. Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Riddle?
Aye.
Mr. Cottle?
Aye.
Mr. Seifert?
Aye.
All right. Minutes are approved. Next item is public comments for any item that is not under public hearings tonight. And the only item on the agenda tonight that is not under public hearing is the Town Place Suites at Town Madison. Otherwise, we'll ask you to hold your comments until we get to each item that is under the public hearing, and we'll take comments at that time. When you do come forward, whether it's now or at that time, we'll have you state your name and address and limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. So at this time, is there anything that for items not under public hearing tonight? All right, seeing that there's no public comments, we'll move forward with the first item under public hearing, and that is Lot 2A Cleghorn Re-Subdivision. Is the applicant here and wish to address the commission? All right, staff?
This property is located at the southwest corner of Wall Triana and the interstate. It's right across from the Chevron station, which is on the east side. This is a certified plat, and it is basically to remove the 80-foot minimum building line. You've seen a lot of these. The Ruby Tuesdays used to be here, and they tore that down. There's future development coming for this, and this will give them more land and to have their building footprint in. It's an odd-shaped lot, and the way that cul-de-sac goes through there, they really need the extra footage. There's also a vacation of easement that was approved Monday night for this lot as well, so they'll be reducing one of their easements by 10 feet. And we recommend approval with just a few signatures.
All right, thank you. All right, at this point, we'll open up for public comments. All right, seeing that there are none, comments from the commission?
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call. Mr. Weston? Aye. Mr. Potter?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Riddle?
Aye.
Ms. Johnson?
Abstain.
Mr. Cottle?
Aye.
Mr. Seifert?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is Madison Branch Phase 1 final plat for 97 residential lots on 101.43 acres. Is the applicant here and wish to address the commission? All right, Johnny?
This property is just west of Hardeman Road and a little bit south of, I believe it's Cedar. What is that road up there?
Cedar Acres.
Long Meadow. It's Long Meadow Road. That's where it's at. It's where they're building the roundabout. It's owned RC2, and as you said, it's for 97 lots on 101.43 acres. Several common areas. Most of those common areas, except for that area that you see as C1, which is where the clubhouse is and the pool that they're putting in there, will be public open space with trails and things like that. The smallest lot will be 7,799 square feet. There'll be 6,967 linear footage of street done with this phase. And you see that the main Madison Farms Boulevard used to be Halsey Road, is going to kind of stop there just a little bit just a little bit west of the clubhouse, and that's where the second phase will pick that up. We recommend approval with some signatures in the planning department that's needed. Engineering needs performance bonds. You will consider those at the end of the meeting under new business. And then they have a issue with a note concerning the sidewalks. They're showing all to be 5 feet, and then some of those that run on the interior lots and the regular local streets is just 4 feet. So they need to correct that. And some minimum finished floor elevations in the table need to be corrected. And we recommend approval with those contingencies.
All right, at this point, we'll open up for public comments. All right. Anybody have public comments? I believe you were here for, come up and state your name and address, and then we'll collect the comments, and then we'll address those.
My name is Robert Ison, and I live at 10100 Long Meadow Road there in Madison. We had asked before, when they had the initial planning phase, we were asking about, because we're back there, I don't know whether they consider this a floodplain or not, but the creek runs right beside our property, and we've got that big culvert that's down there. We'd asked before about what they were going to do, if anything, with the water situation, because every time that people have built over there, it's cost me money. And if they come up there, we don't know what they're going to do yet. We've asked before, about it. So I'd kind of like to know if there is any plans to, keep that water flowing out as opposed to in on us.
Okay. All right. I got a note here. We'll get with staff here in a second after I collect all the comments.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Anybody else have any questions or concerns that we need to address? Yeah, come on up to the mic so we can get you for the minutes. And we are being broadcast, so.
Susie Hallisey. I don't live in Madison. I live in Priceville, but my dad lives on Seegers Road,
okay,
which is being affected by this.
Yes.
One question I had is Madison Branch, and will Mayfield still be Mayfield, or will we all be changing the name of Mayfield to Madison Branch?
Okay. Don't know, but we can ask the question here in a second.
And also, is there going to be a traffic light at Mayfield and Seegers? Because I don't know if y'all are familiar, if y'all have actually been to this spot where Mayfield is coming into Seegers. But it's at the bottom of two hills. It's a very dangerous place. And apparently it's going to be carrying a lot of traffic. School buses, kids going to school. There's already incredible traffic on Seegers. And if people are coming off of Mayfield and it's at the bottom of two hills, I'm telling y'all, it is scary dangerous.
All right. Okay, I got those down. Any other concerns or?
Not that I can think of it. I have a lot of concerns that concern my dad's property, but I think that's for down the road.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Okay.
So I got the 3 questions here. All right, any other questions? All right. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close public comments. Johnny, you want to help? Or we have engineering here tonight. Can address the floodplain question.
Before we go any further, she just said, can we get your dad's address real quick?
9864 Seegers Road.
All right. You have that 9864 Seegers Road for the minutes, if we need it. All right. So we had 3 questions, the floodplain, the Mayfield name, and then the light at Mayfield and Seegers. Can we address any of those questions?
Hey, I'm Daniel Fell with To The Point Incorporated. I'm the design engineer on there. Sir, I'm not exactly sure where your property is that has the...
It's on track 1, and it's lot 47. Track 1, lot 47.
On the northeast of the property?
We want this. It might be easier.
I think I know what you're talking about. Lot 47, I do know this lot. So that lot is all upstream of us. All the water we'll be collecting. There's a detention pond designed just south of that lot, but it's designed to carry through over the 100-year event. So I don't foresee there to be any issue. As far as development and it affecting them and spending money, I mean, we're all downstream of them, and we have surveyed all of their property, all of their storm, and designed it and analyzed it so that we do not expect them to have a problem.
Okay.
Sure, I'd be glad to. But I've done a full hydraulic analysis of this whole area, off-site, on-site, and now I can't say what's happening or upstream of you, but we're all below you, so we're not going to back up any water to you. We're going to be accepting everything that's coming off of you. But I'll be glad. I can give you a card, and I'll be glad to talk to you individually.
Yeah, if you all could exchange information, I think that would help. So. All right. I think the other question was Mayfield name, but I don't know.
Mayfield.
I'm sorry, I get that wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not, Michael Johnson with Engineering Department. I'm not aware of any plans to change the name of Mayfield Drive. That should stay like it is. We don't tend to change the name of the road, like that, unless there's a specific request for it. So, I don't know of any plan for that. And as for the traffic signal situation, there's going to be some improvements in widening to the road there at Macehill and, Seegers. But right now, there's not a plan to add a traffic signal in that location.
All right, thank you. All right, any comments from the commission?
Mary Beth, was that, as part of the traffic study that we did, was that intersection identified for any kind of improvements beyond what we're doing? Okay. She said it was not it was not identified for additional improvements beyond what is being done now, or what will be done for widening and putting in a turn lane. And I'm with City Council, and I can tell you right now, we don't have plans in the immediate future for signalization of that intersection. But as we review plans, we will look at what is needed and where it's needed and balance that across the entire city's needs.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. It counted tons of roads all across the city.
Yeah.
Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
So the traffic,
study,
yeah,
go ahead.
I'll just say. So the traffic study that was done looked at existing traffic, and it also looked at projected traffic based upon not only this project and the elementary school going in, but also future traffic that we would anticipate occurring on property in the vicinity. And it looked at not only the intersection of Seegers and Macehill and the intersection of what used to be Halsey Road and Hardeman, but it also went all the way north, looking at Powell intersections. It went all the way up Burgreen, and it went further south, just to be able to have a comprehensive view. The study did identify the need to improve the intersection of Halsey and Hardeman. It did identify the need for the turn lane improvements at Seegers and Macehill. It also identified the need to put a signal at Burgreen and Hardeman, and that is a project that the city has funded and is going to be implementing. It did identify the fact that there are other intersections further north, not because of this project, but just because of existing traffic that probably needs some attention. So we do have all of that. But there was not a warrant, as we would say, for a signal at the Seegers and Macehill intersection.
All right, thank you. All right, any other comments from the commission? Motion?
Move to. Go ahead, Mike.
Move to approve, subject to comments.
Second.
Roll call? Mr. Watson? Aye.
Mr. Potter? Aye.
Mr. Ryder? Aye.
Mr. Riddle?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Cottle?
Aye.
Mr. Seaver?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is Greenbrier Hill subdivision layout amendment on 28.47 acres. Is the applicant here and wish to address the commission? All right, acknowledged. All right, Johnny? All right, thank you, sir. Johnny?
Okay. This appears to be the last phase or the last preliminary phase of Greenbrier Hills. We have two,
thank you.
We have two actions on this tonight, a layout amendment and a preliminary plat. And this is zoned R3A. And the first, the layout amendment is it will add 3 lots, additional lots from what was originally totaled in this area on the layout. The total layout of all the lots combined, this would be 3 more than what that was when it was originally approved. Realignment of Hancock Lane to match with the Stubb Street to the east. Extend the area of development to the south and modify the lot area for proposed lots fronting Cheddar Court and Dalen Drive. If you notice in the original layout, that was it was straight across in the original layout. That there's a little bit of projection. If you see where the dark area is there, the original layout, those lots were even with that, and now it's just a slight bump over into that. And Dalen Drive will also be modified to terminate as a cul-de-sac instead of a stub street. That was just stub street in that layout, and this will give better maneuverability for fire and emergency and large trucks to turn around there. As for the preliminary, it's the same exact layout or the same exact configuration, and it's for 52 lots. 2,158 linear footage of streets will be installed with this phase. The street development will include the extension of Dalen Drive to the south and the addition of Cheddar Court. Hancock Lane will be extended east to connect with Barnett's Crossing, so we'll have that second entrance into that subdivision. And this is the last, probably the last phase of Greenbrier Hills. And we would recommend approval of both, and with contingencies. I don't have the contingencies in here, but the contingencies are all for the preliminary, and it's signatures for planning and engineering. It is remove no parking signs from one of the streets on this phase, and provide typical for some of the retaining walls that will be built with the subdivision in this phase.
All right, thanks, Johnny. So that presentation covers both items 3 and 4 on the agenda? Okay. At this point, we'll open up for public comments. All right, seeing that there are none comments from the commission, I have at least one, but anybody else have any comments or questions? All right, I'll ask mine. So I know we've been working on that greenway access, or greenway on the neighborhood to the east, and I also have, I guess, reconfirmed that we have the greenway reserved here. Do we need a pedestrian right-of-way from the cul-de-sac to the greenway reserved, or are they going to be, or is that going to be an issue in the future, crossing the neighborhood's common area to have public access if a greenway is ever built per the master plan? Should we not reserve a pedestrian right-of-way from that cul-de-sac that we're now adding to the future greenway? I mean, so we don't fight with the neighborhood 20 years from now when we want to build it and have public access to the road network? Okay. So if we can add that, I would appreciate it, so we don't have a problem in the future when we're all not here and somebody else is. Yeah, if you can just make a note.
And that's in that new cul-de-sac you're saying?
The new cul-de-sac to reserve a pedestrian easement to the future greenway.
It might help if we put it on the preliminary, a year from now or something, and that way you go back and read the notes when you review the final plat and say, oh yeah, I got to put that there.
Whatever you recommend, but yeah, I just don't want to have a fight 20 years from now or something when we finally decide to actually build that greenway. Or whatever that is. So. All right, any other concerns? Make a motion? All right. You want to flip to the motions?
Move to approve the layout plan for Greenbrier Hills subdivision.
Second.
Roll call? Mr. Weston? Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
All right, motion carries. Need a motion for preliminary plat?
Move to approve preliminary plat for Greenbrier Hills, subject to contingencies.
Second.
Roll call. Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
All right, motion carries. All right, at this point, the public hearing is closed. We'll move on to the first item, under non-public hearings, so that's site plan for Town Place Suites at Town Madison, site plan for 92-room hotel on 2.08 acres. Is the applicant here and wish to address the commission? All right, Johnny?
This property is located, as you can see, just right off Wall Triana, just east of that on graphics. It's just a little bit north of the railroad track there, and where they're building the apartment complex right there as well. And it is for it is a hotel, and it's 4 stories, and it's going to be 92 rooms, 93 parking spaces on 2.8 acres. The whole area is 13,456 square feet, and we recommend approval with, let's see, for planning, they need to submit their lighting plan and label all easements on the site plan as they're shown on the plat, and then engineering needs an ADM permit.
Thank you. Comments from the commission? Good motion.
Move to approve, subject to contingencies.
Second.
All right, roll call. Aye.
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 All right, motion carries. Under new business, we have extension of time for Bella Woods Phase 2. Any presentation or just need a?
The exact same thing that that you had approved last time. There's been no changes, and we just recommend that you approve.
Okay, and extensions for 1 year?
1 year.
1 year extension for Bella Woods, all right. Any discussion from the commission?
Move to approve extension for Bellwood for 1 year.
Second.
Roll call. Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
All right, motion carries. Next item is Madison Branch Phase 1 subdivision performance bonds. Any discussion? Any motion?
Can we do them with all one motion?
We usually do them both, or separate. Unfortunately, we do them separate.
Move to approve the performance bonds for Madison Branch Phase 1.
Second.
Roll call. Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
All right, and then I need Madison Branch Phase 1 subdivision site.
I have a question. It says on our paper it's Reserve Way
Oh,
Townhome.
there was a correction. Yeah, we announced it at the
Oh,
end.
okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I,
I'm sorry, yes, we
Okay.
had.
We were in traffic.
we were in traffic.
Move to approve subdivision sidewalk.
Second.
bonds for, was it Bellwood?
Madison Branch.
Madison Branch, Phase 1.
Second.
All right. Roll call. Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
All right, motion carries. And with that, we'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everybody.
thanks for taking a minute to watch this video, and if you're watching this, you are part of an ask. It's an ask from Madison Visionary Partners to be a participant in the funding of our new community center. You know, I don't think I ever could have imagined Madison, Alabama growing into the 9th largest city in the state of Alabama, almost 60,000 people. But I am so proud of our city and proud to be the mayor of this growing and positive community. We know we grow because we're close to fabulous jobs, we have an incredible school system, and it's now time to take a building that was tarnished with a name and an activity